Hello, welcome to Alive in Lockdown. And today we've got Ruth, Philo and Stuart, Bowditch. And Ruth, it's your birthday today. So today is, my God, it's the 14th of May, 2020. And we've got our glasses here. We are drinking our glasses to celebrate your birthday, Ruth.
Cheers.
This time last year. This time last year, Ruth, we were in the little flat in Venice when we were all participating in the Live in the Universe, and we were in our little flat in Venice. We had a party for you. I can see here we were invited. There were about 10 or 12 people all having a bit of a fun time, because it's what we used to do, wasn't it? Every evening we had these parties because, yeah.
It was absolutely gorgeous. Thank you. It's got a very special place in my memory.
Oh yeah, and so we had all the artists coming every day, and so we had to, we entertained you every night to parties in the flat, or the apartment, whatever, and also maybe we went sometimes to the restaurant. Of course, it's all rather different now. Actually, yesterday we were talking to Luca and Francesca, and they're telling us about how Venice is so different 1 year on, and we're going to think about just how incredibly lucky we were, and we took everything for granted, and then now of course it's completely closed down. Now Ruth, we owe you such a huge, we are so grateful to you, Ruth, because you found our palazzo. It was you who, when we went on our recce, you were there, Stuart, and we went out there, about 25 of us, of the artists from Aldborough and roundabout here, to see whether it might be possible to put on some art thing, the Venice Biennale. So this was in, I don't know, it was at least a year beforehand, wasn't it? At least, actually.
Yeah, 2 years, I think. It was 2 years ago, 2017,
Was it?
because we went to the previous Biennale, didn't we?
Yeah. And so we went up with you, and then you said to me, Ruth, there is a palazzo which I went to university at, and maybe tell us a story. Tell us what you said.
Yeah, I studied history of art at Warwick University, and in my final year, I spent a term in Venice. They didn't have that palazzo then. They worked from another palazzo. But I'd been on a reunion to that palazzo, and I just thought it was the perfect place for you, really. And I was so pleased to help kind of make that happen. It was wonderful.
It was a magical place. It was totally magical, wasn't it? I mean, the way that it seemed as though that big cavernous space, which was so ideal for the artists to have their 2 big screens to make the installations or the performances or the projections, hadn't been changed since Gothic times. And then I spent a lot of time in the storerooms there. Yes. Because it was actually warmer in the storerooms than it was anywhere else.
It was unusually cold that week that we were there. But the palazzo is wonderful because it's just off the Grand Canal, and you've got a canal right outside the door with the water entrance, which was amazing. Yeah.
Now, we got to know you, Ruth and Stuart, when you first came here to the Aldborough Beach Lookout, and that's where I'm speaking from here, the art house, and I'm looking at the lookout on the beach on this very lovely evening. And you came to us with a wonderful project. Just about the lovely project you did with us.
That was called We Are the Weather.
Yeah.
It's a project around mental health, and we thought it would be a fantastic place, Aldborough, to sort of engage with members of the public in order to do some research about the project and get them to engage with us. And basically, we were using the Manchester colour wheel to try and determine people's mood. So we were trying to sort of have a discussion around people's sort of inner weather, discuss the outer weather, but using colour as a kind of way to talk about that without sort of going into too much detail into people's
and how the project progressed. Tell me where it's at now.
Yeah, well, the work that we did was about collecting people's internal weather and also external weather. So what they did was they came and used the cyanometer and made a postcard of the colour, the tone of blue of the sky, and that was the external weather. We also had in the middle part of the tower a camera obscura, which brought the outside weather in and turned it upside down, and that's how people feel really when their internal weather is bad, and when their mental health is bad. And then we collected on the Manchester colour wheel the colours of how they felt for the last 2 months, along with a couple of other questions. And each day we analysed that data, and we created colour slides of all the colours that they'd chosen. And Stuart
well, yeah, we took all of the different colours, and then we interpreted that into sound. We made some short films that represented people's how they were feeling.
And then what we did at the top of the lookout was we then beamed the internal colour out to sea. So the lightless lookout actually had a light, which was how people felt inside. So we thought it was a perfect venue for this inner and outer.
And do you know what? It's an example of just one of the, the fabulous projects we've had here in the tower. And I just think it's so sad at the moment. There it is without any artist in it. And, your project was really, really wonderful. And that's why I wanted you to be part of our whole Venice adventure, which you were a hugely important part, actually. Because you came out and you helped, didn't you? You were also kind of... You got involved in lots of the projects, didn't you? You were there, and your project
was really interesting.
Week you were there, so you were hugely, wonderfully part of it. So thank you so much. So come back and see us. Will you come back and see us soon?
Yeah, I'd be glad to.
Yeah. So Ruth, Philo, and Stuart Bowditch, thank you for talking to me today for Alive in Lockdown. As we think back to 1 year ago, your birthday. When we were at Alive in the Universe. So I'll say goodbye now and see you all soon. Thank you. I will turn this thing off. There we are. Hang on. There we are. Bye, everybody.